What is up, everybody? It's Bigboysnacksjonnytv. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And tonight, I will be going over my AEW Dynamite review and highlights. So, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys please watch the video before you hit that like button. Subscribe to my channel for more wrestling content like this, because I'm on the road to AK, and it's free by itself. If you guys subscribe to my channel, it is free. So, we're here to love each other and support each other. But anyway, follow my social media down below in the description. And go watch my 2 YouTube short videos that I posted yesterday. And go check out my WWE Raw review and highlights and my WWE NXT review and highlights that I post on the channel. Alright, without further ado, let's get started. Now, AEW Dynamite was a decent go-home show before AEW Revolution. So it was just a decent show for what it was. Alright, AEW was live from Sacramento Memorial Auditorium in Sacramento, California. It says we cut to footage from earlier today as MJF addresses Hangman Adam Page trying to push his buttons and forcing him to do what he did last week. He runs down the cowboy telling him to saddle up for AEW Revolution as we cut to ringside. Tony Schiavone welcomes Swerve Strickland and Prince Nana for our contract opening to kick off the show. The crowd is electric for the pair as they head to the ring before Tony Schiavone welcomes Ricochet next. Boos rain down upon Ricochet, still rocking the Philadelphia Eagles Goldberg's cap as he walks to the ring with a smirk. Noticeably absent from the presentation is the ambassador robe at point of contention as Ricochet hints at him alteration, which rallies up Prince Nana as Ricochet makes a remark about contract signing not going well for Swerve Strickland. He then says Swerve Strickland is lucky he's granting this rematch, considering Swerve Strickland has been sticking his nose in Ricochet's business. He chose to mock Ricochet, and despite all that, Ricochet still beat him. Swerve Strickland has had enough of this, telling Ricochet to sign the contract as the fans let Ricochet know what they think of him. He says just one step closer to achieving his goal of becoming AEW World Champion, so he's more focused than ever. He grabs the pen to sign, stating that Swerve Strickland better not let Prince Nana down, and this angers Swerve Strickland enough to cut him down, promising to expose him as a fraud on Sunday. Awakening the most dangerous man in AEW is a mistake. Ricochet will learn to regret. He talks about putting him in the ground, saying he's going to end Ricochet's career along with that of his ring announcer wife. That that this angers Ricochet enough to sign before standing to his feet. Swerve Strickland quickly signs the contract as well as they go nose to nose, and Ricochet tries to blindside Swerve Strickland with a pair of scissors, but but gets a jab on the head by Swerve Strickland instead. Not Swerve Strickland, I'm sorry. Ricochet is busted open as Swerve Strickland and Prince Nana take their leave from the ring. That was a good contract. That was a good segment between Swerve Strickland and Ricochet. So Swerve Strickland and Ricochet were throwing shots at each other. But when Swerve Strickland mentioned that Ricochet's wife, that totally pissed off Ricochet. So that's all I gotta say. It was a good segment. So that's all I gotta say. Simple but effective segment to kick off the show tonight. Both men getting a chance to run each other down verbally before signing the contract, with just a tease of the violence we can expect at AEW Revolution. Hashtag AEW Dynamite. Alright. We get a video hyping the lineup for AEW Revolution, focus on the fact it can be purchased. Pay-per-view on Prime Video, and then we head to ringside for our next match. Our first is Will Ospreay to a big reaction from the Sacramento crowd, eager to see this big 8-man tag match as we go to commercial break. So we go to commercial break. Back from commercial break, Will Ospreay continues to get the crowd pumped up as Mark Briscoe makes his way to the ring. Next, quickly followed by fellow conglomeration pal Orange Cassidy. Rounding out the team is Powerhouse Hobbs, who gets a really good reaction of his own as he approaches the ring. Brian Keith comes out with the first of their adversaries, quickly followed by the annoying theme song of the Don Callis family as Mark Davis, Lance Archer, and Brian Cage join Keith on the walk to the ring before this match gets underway. So we get an 8-man tag team match. Will Ospreay, Powerhouse Hobbs, Mark Briscoe, and Orange Cassidy versus Brian Keith, Mark Davis, Lance Archer, and Brian Cage. This was a fun 8-man tag team match. We start off with Brian Cage and Will Ospreay as the crowd is quick to let Don Callis know what they think of him. Brian Cage drops the aerial assassin to the mat before setting up for a powerbomb, but Will Ospreay fights out, dropping Brian Cage with a head scissors and following up with a back suplex. Tag made to Mark Briscoe, who lays in a chop before Brian Cage hits the ropes, only to be taken aback by some strikes from the former Ring of Honor World Champion. Mark Briscoe takes the machine to the ropes, eventually laying in a kick to the face of Brian Cage before sending him to the corner for some mounted punches. Tag made to Will Ospreay, who adds some strikes of his own in the corner, and Powerhouse Hobbs makes the tag to add the damage before tagging in Orange Cassidy, who hits one more punch for good luck. The fans cheer him on, but Orange Cassidy is caught by surprise as Brian Cage goes to work on him for a big surprise. Tag to Lance Archer, who grabs Orange Cassidy by the hand before laying in some hard strikes. Orange Cassidy teased him with the hand in his pocket before hitting the ropes, but Lance Archer lays him lays him out to take back control as we go to commercial break. So we go to commercial break. We're back from commercial break. Lance Archer has sent Orange Cassidy out of the ring and distracts the referee by reeling up Will Ospreay, which gives Don Callis an opening to hit Orange Cassidy before he gets brought back to the ring. Lance Archer makes a tag to Mark Davis for some strikes, and Mark Davis and Brian tags in Brian Keith only for Orange Cassidy to drop him with the canvas instead. Mark Davis tags back in and knocking Will Ospreay off the apron before turning his attention back to Orange Cassidy, who takes him down. Hot tag to the powerhouse, who lays into Mark Davis before the murder hawk machine gets involved. Me chance echoes as the three big men lay into each other, and Mark Davis comes back into the ring, only to be sent into the corner, where Powerhouse House launches his tag partners into Aussie Open member. Powerhouse House plants Mark Davis down hard for a near fall, only for Brian Keith to break up the pin. But this just forced the Powerhouse Hobbs to stare him down. Brian Keith teased going for a chop before Mark Davis blindsides Powerhouse Hobbs and then falls with a tag to the Bad Apple. Brian Keith tries to lift the Powerhouse but gets rocked as Orange Cassidy comes flying in for a strike. Brian Cage rushes into the ring but is cut off by Will Ospreay. After a tag is made, and Will Ospreay hits Brian Keith with a cheeky noodle in the corner for a near fall. Chaos ensures as Powerhouse House catches Mark Davis with a spinebuster before being sent out by Brian Cage, who takes a DDT both in and out of the ring by Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy goes up top but gets caught with an exploder avalanche by Brian Keith, who forces off. I'm sorry, who faces off with a returning Mark Briscoe, who takes two trade attacks before Mark Briscoe hits an exploder on the Bad Apple before getting laid out by Lance Archer. Lance Archer leaves the ring for a chair, running the referee out of the ring, and takes a chair to the face by Mark Briscoe, who sets it up for a big dive on the Murder Hawk monster on the outside. Back in the ring, Will Ospreay catches Brian Keith with an ice cutter and a hidden blade to pick up the win for his team. The winner by pinfall, Will Ospreay, Powerhouse Hobbs, Mark Briscoe, and Orange Cassidy. This was a fun 8-man tag team match. But there would be no celebration as Mark Davis slides back into the ring, choking out Will Ospreay to drop him to the mat as Brian Cage and Lance Archer take out Orange Cassidy. Powerhouse Hobbs and Mark Briscoe. The beatdown on Will Ospreay continues as Kyle Fletcher makes his way to the ring. Mortal Hawk machines pop up Will Ospreay for a beatdown by Kyle Fletcher, who lays into the fallen Will Ospreay before Mark Davis intervenes. This angers Kyle Fletcher as he and Don Callis tell Mark Davis to get away before changing their minds, handing him a steel chair as Will Ospreay gets popped up on the ropes. Mark Davis looks less than happy to oblige, but he does all the same as he slams the chair against Ospreay's back, forcing him to the mat. Before Mark Davis takes his leave from the ring, Kyle Fletcher sets up the chair, hosting Will Ospreay up for a dropping him right onto the chair to target the shoulder, which will with Ospreay holds in pain as the family stands tall. Mark Davis looking on with a twin of remorse from the rim. But I got something to say here. Where was Kenny Omega at? That's all I gotta say. Where was Kenny Omega at? All right. It says really fun opening match here. Always love seeing the work on him from all 8 guys. So this was great to witness. Post match angle with Don Callis family was also quite good. Happy to see the glimpse of regret / remorse from Mark Davis. That was entirely just hinted at at, at on commentary. All right. So we get a video package, the history between Kenny Omega and Kanushka Takeshita and Don Callis, and how it all comes to a head of AEW Revolution this Sunday. So we go to commercial break. Back at ringside, Wheeler Yuta can be seen walking up the steps going into the Memorial Auditorium as he makes his way towards the ring for his match. Out next is Colt to a big pop as he heads down the ramp, staring down Wheeler Yuta before entering the ring as we get this match underway. Alright, so we get Colt versus Wheeler Yuta, and this match was this match right here, this was a pretty good match in my opinion. The two stare each other down as the crowd chants Cope's name. They lock up and Yuta is forced to the corner. Clean break is made before they lock up again. And Cope once again brings Wheeler Yuta to the corner for another clean break. We see the Rated R superstar go a technical route, now chanting Wheeler Yuta with a leg sweep and some other holds before Wheeler Yuta matches the energy. He hits the ropes, but so too does Cope, who catches him with a clothesline. The respect for Yuta's prowess is shown by the crowd chanting his name as he continues to stand up to Cope with the hold for a near fall. This ends with Cope taking Yuta to the mat for an armbar. Will Yuta fights to his feet, taking Cope to the corner for a couple of chops before sending him to the corner. But Cope fights back at least until Will Yuta takes him down with a drop kick. The action makes its way to the apron where Cope slides past Yuta to drop him onto the hardest part of the ring, forcing him to the floor as we go to commercial break. So we go to commercial break. Back from the break, Wheeler Yuta is in control as he keeps Cope grounded in the ring with the head scissors. The Rated R superstar fights his way out, only to be dropped hard by Wheeler Yuta, who gets a near fall in the process. Wheeler Yuta heads to the corner, climbing up top before Cope intercepts him for some modern punches. They fight it out on the turnbuckle until Wheeler Yuta sends not Adam, but Cope, the Radar superstar, Cope to the mat with a headbutt and land a diving splash for a 2 count. Wheeler Yuta follows up with a castle molestation, but Cope counters into a crossface, only for Wheeler Yuta to get him on his shoulders for a near fall. to break the hold. Wheeler Yuta hits the ropes only to be dropped with an impaler by the Rated R superstar Cope, who gets to the corner setting up for a spear. No, Wheeler Yuta catches him with a bazooka knee instead. Rated R superstar Cope rolls out of the ring only to be brought in brought in by a frustrated Wheeler Yuta. He only get a 2 count, but quickly follows up with another cancellation. Cope. Radar superstar Cope managed to get to his feet, eventually breaking the hold to drop Wheeler Yuta to the mat as the fans chant his name. Wheeler Yuta blocks a spear attempt, but Cope catches him the second time around to pick up the win. The winner of the match, Radar superstar Cope. This was a pretty good match right here. All right, Cope gets Cope gets a mic after the match, bringing Wheeler Yuta to his feet to shake his hand despite one more spirit chant from the crowd. Cope tells the youngest of the Death Riders that this is what respect feels like, dropping the mic before leaving the ring. We see John Moxley come to the ring angry as all get out about Wheeler Yuta not taking Cope out as he yells and swears at and gets physical with Wheeler Yuta, who stands up to him before leaving the ring. If I was Wheeler Yuta, I would have punched John Moxley right there. That's all I gotta say. But I think that Wheeler Yuta is going to, I don't know, somehow turn on the Death Riders or something like that. But we'll see. We'll see. That's just my prediction, but I know I'm going to be wrong about it. All right, John Moxley follows him to the back, telling Wheeler Yuta to keep on walking after the disrespect shown his way. With Wheeler Yuta gone, John Moxley cuts a promo on Cope, saying he's managed to get the champ all along, but John Moxley is still going to enjoy every moment of what he does to Cope at AEW Revolution. He mocks the show of respect show with the handshake between Cope and Wheeler Yuta, saying respect is only given to those not afraid to pull the trigger. It says like that Cope slash Wheeler Yuta match a lot took may be surprised after what the Rated R superstars stars been doing to the Death Riders. A technical bout followed by a show of respect, seemingly the distance from Wheeler Yuta from John Moxley in a different matter ahead of AEW Revolution. Hashtag AEW Dynamite. We cut to a managed of the Outrunners training for their AEW World Tag Team Champions match this Sunday. We then we then when they showed the Hurt Syndicate at AEW Revolution. So this lets me know that the Hurt Syndicate is going to retain their AEW World Tag Team Champions at AEW Revolution. That's all I gotta say. We cut away as MJF is still waiting on Hangman Page, running him down before making a run for it. When Hangman Page arrives in that snazzy pickup truck of his, we then head backstage as Hangman Page pursues MJF to ringside, slamming him into the guardrail. Expect that is not MJF as that man yells that MJF made me do it before the real MJF blindsides the Hangman Page. He sends Hangman Page to the ring, going after the injured neck with not one but two heat seekers from the second rope. He reveals a shirt saying MJF did nothing wrong before continuing the beatdown. Hangman Page tries to fight back, but is dropped hand with a shot to the head insisted by the AEW Diamond Ring. MJF says these people cheer Page on when he burns things. Let's see how they react if he does it. With that, he reaches under the ring to reveal a can of lighter fluid entering the ring before showing a lighter. It says before he can get any further, officials rush down to intervene. MJF yells, "Let me prove my point!" as they drag him out of the ring. Maddox check on Hangman Page as MJF is taken to the back before we get to commercial break. I already know that Hangman Adam Page and MJF are going to go at it at AEW Revolution. That match is going to be physical and brutal at the same time, but it can also be personal. All right, let me continue. Short but effectively segment to follow as MJF catches Hangman Page while surprised with a bait and switch before looking to prove his point. Some really good stuff in the past couple weeks. This will be an interesting match to see out at AEW Revolution for sure. Hashtag AEW Dynamite. So we go to commercial break. All right. Back from commercial break, commentary talks briefly about what just happened before we go backstage to hear from the writer of director of Queen of the Ring, as, as he talks about the film before introducing one of the film stars in Thomas Tony Storm. She she drearized the decision to cut a certain scene before the opening interview with Renee Paquette is brought up to close segment. We head down to ringside as Chris Statlander and Thunder Rosa make their way to the ring for our next match. This is followed by Penelope Ford and Megan Bain, who head down to the ramp before this match gets underway. But that was a pretty good segment between Mariah May and Timeless Tony Storm. That was a pretty good segment. All right. So we get a tag team match: Thunder Rosa and Chris Statlander versus Megan Bain and Penelope Ford. And this tag team match. This was a good tag team match. We start off with Chris Statlander and Penelope Ford, the latter being sent to the corner before fighting back. Chris Statlander takes her down to the mat, but a head scissor allows Penelope Ford the chance to get back into things. Tag made to Thunder Rosa for a strike before tagging Chris Statlander right back in for more damage. Thunder Rosa tags in once more, but Penelope Ford fights back, sending her to the ropes. Thunder Rosa is angry now as she sends Penelope Ford to the ropes in retaliation before Megan Bain intervenes. Megan Bain catches Thunder Rosa on her shoulder, sending her out, over and out, and on to Chris Statlander. Penelope Ford looks to get in on the action as Megan Bain holds her up and over, dropping her onto their opponents. As we go to commercial break, so we go to commercial break. Back from commercial break, Megan Bain is in control until Thunder Rosa fights back to her feet. She lands some kicks on Megan Bain, followed by an enziguri that takes her to a knee. As Thunder Rosa attacks and Chris Statlander, Megan Bain rises to her feet only to be sent down with a dropkick, forcing her to retreat for a tag to Penelope Ford. Chris Statlander goes off on her, hitting a spinning Machoka driver for a near fall. Chris Statlander and Thunder Rosa double team after the tag for a near fall before going after McGinn, Meg, what's that, Megalis to send her to the outside. Thunder Rosa with a dive on Megan Bain as Penelope Ford dumps Chris Allen off the turnbuckle. Thunder Rosa brings her into the ring for some strikes, but Megan Bain joins in off the tag to get the advantage on Thunder Rosa, sending her to the corner. Thunder Rosa with some chops to fight back, but Megan Bain catches her with the fate distant for the pin and the win. The winner of the match by pinfall, Megan Bain and Penelope Ford. This was a good tag team match. We get a replay sponsored by Queen of the Ring of Megan Bain's power on display throughout the match before cutting to backstage. Good tag team match here with a particularly focus on Megan Bain's power on display. A nice plug for the Queen of the Ring film. The film as sponsor as well. Haha. Hashtag AEW Dynamite. We're here from the Mercedes Monet ahead of her TBS championship against Momo Momo wannabe at AEW Revolution. She gives Momo some props, but promise there's no stopping the Mercedes Monet train. It's this Sunday. Max Caster makes his way to the ring, but for the best wrestler alive. Open challenge trying to rally the crowd behind an elongate chant that might have Brian Danielson cringing at home. If you know, you know, you know. Before waiting to see who answers the open challenge. And out comes Jay White, the Switchblade, comes to the ring, and this match is on the way. So we get Maskcaster versus the Switchblade Jay White. This was a squash match. Maskcaster tries to lead the crowd, and that chance again before Jay White drops him with the Blade Runner for a quick victory. The winner by pinfall, the Switchblade Jay White. This was a squash match, but I'm glad Jay White won. That's all I gotta say. Cause Maskcaster sucks. That's all I gotta say. After the match, the Switchblade gets a mic to talk about Cole looking to beat John Moxley for the title at AEW Revolution before looking to make a challenge of his own down the line. This is the first I seen of this best wrestler alive open challenge. And yeah, okay, the long chant thing only made me think what a way for Brian Danielson to come back as a part timer wrestler. LOL hashtag AEW Dynamite. You never know that Brian Danielson might come back, or we never know. So that's all I gotta say. That was a squash match, but I'm glad the Switchblade Jay White won. We cut to a sit down interview with Mariah May and Tony Storm. Renee brings up the agreement to no physicality, just just as Mariah May spits in the face of the champion. Mariah May runs her down before promising to take her down at AEW Revolution. She says they can have the Hollywood ending they deserve, but Tony Storm sentenced her to a life of mediocrity, mediocrity, as people will ask what happened and realize that this is what happens when you try to fight God. The two rise up and go nose to nose. Renee says she prays they won't be seriously hurt. To which the pair simultaneously respond praise for her. So it says so it says Mariah May and Tony Storm brings up the agreement. It says so the spitting part, what was I? It says we cut to a sit down interview with Mariah May and timeless Tony Storm. Renee brings up the agreement to no physicality, just as Mariah May spits in the face of the champion. So yeah, Mariah May runs down before promising to take her down at AEW Revolution. She says they can have the Hollywood ending and they deserve, but timeless Tony Storm sends her to a life of the meritocracy, as people will ask what happened and realize that this is what happens when you try to fight God. The two rise up, going nose to nose. Renee says to pray they won't be seriously hurt, to which the pair simultaneously responds, pray for her. If Mariah May spits in time spits spits at timeless Tony Storm. If I was Tony Storm, I would punch Mariah May in her face. As Mariah May spits in timeless Tony Storm. If I was Tony Storm, I would attack Mariah May just off of that alone. But anyway, that sit down with Tony Storm and Mariah May. However, great stuff. That was great. That was a great backstage segment right there. I enjoyed by Mariah May and Thomas Tony Storm. That sit down with Tony Storm, Mariah May, however, great stuff. I'm excited as for the Hollywood ending at AEW Revolution. What a match that will be. Hashtag AEW Dynamite. Alright, so we go to commercial break. Alright, back from commercial break. There's been enough talk. It's time for our main event. First, our Ricochet and Kazuchika Okada, as we get a look at Ricochet's troubles earlier tonight and the issue between Okada and Brody King sparking out of hounds have been unleashed. The King makes his way down the ramp next, followed by Swerve Strickland with all four men in the ring. We get this match on the way. So we get Road to AEW Revolution tag match. Alright, Swerve Strickland and Brody King versus Ricochet and AEW Continental Champion Kazuchika Okada. in this main event match right here, this was a awesome tag team match right here. This was a good main event tag team match. Starting starting things off are Swerve Strickland and Okada teasing a test of strength before trading holds. Okada brings Swerve to his corner as Ricochet backs away, possibly to avoid further damage after earlier as Okada makes a clean break. Both men get back to the center of the ring as Swerve Strickland calls out Ricochet, who makes a tag, but he and Okada blindsides Swerve Strickland for a double team. Brother King tries to get involved, but is back away by the referee, only to go for a dive on the outside and onto Okada and Ricochet. Chaos ensures as Brody King and Swerve Strickland take turns attacking their opponents against the barricade, nearly breaking the feed in the process. Swerve Strickland helps set both men onto the shoulders of Brody King, who drops them onto the barricade, and eventually Ricochet is brought back into the ring for a double team, leading to a turnbuckle attack by Swerve Strickland, who literally hits the gritty in celebration. He hits the ropes before having to fight off Ricochet and Okada allowing Ricochet to take control as we go to commercial break. So we go to the final commercial break of the evening. We're back from commercial break. Okada is the legal man for his team as he sends Swerve Strickland to the corner, but Swerve Strickland catches him with a drop kick, leading to a hot tag to the host that is Brody King. Ricochet rushes in for a chop, only to take one from Brody King, who flapjacks Okada onto him for added measure. Okada gets covered, but Ricochet breaks it up, only to be sent to the apron. But Brody King, this gives Okada an opening as he catches Brody King for a near fall. He goes up for an elbow, but Brody King is back up, catching the Continental Champion with a lariat. Okada struggles for a tag to Ricochet, who forced the wrath of Swerve off a tag of his own. Swerve Strickland drops him hard for a 2 count. Ricochet fights back and the two go at it, leading to Ricochet countering a powerbomb into a DDT for a near fall. Justified, justified. This is awesome chant as Ricochet gets to his feet, looking for the sprint gun, but Swerve Strickland counters. He counters a vertical, but Ricochet gets out of a big pressure for a near fall. House call by Swerve Strickland is followed by a swerve stomp in the cover, but Okada gets an elbow drop on him to break it up. Brody King runs in and the two trade strikes before Brody King blocks a Rainmaker to send Okada to the corner, only for the champ to evade a running charge by his challenger at AEW Revolution. Okada grabs his title from ringside, only to be met with a house call by Swerve Strickland. Brody King sends him out of the ring, but this distracts the referee as Ricochet grabs the title in, to hit Swerve Strickland over the head for the win. The winner by pinfall, Ricochet and AEW Continental Champion Kazuchika Okada. This was a good main event tag team match. Okada and Ricochet regroup and celebrate on the ramp as commentary hypes up AEW Collision and the road to AEW Revolutions specials ahead of the pay-per-view this Sunday. As AEW Dynamite comes to a quick close, given the over one. Also main event to finish the night. Really enjoy seeing the dramatic dynamic here between the teams, knowing that we are set for a fun Continental title match between Brody King and Okada, and in a number one contenders match between Swerve Strickland and Ricochet at AEW Revolution. Hashtag AEW Dynamite. Overall, I had a bit of a blast watching AEW Dynamite tonight. A great lineup for the most part on the on the on the in ring action. Some strong story beats ahead of the pay per view this Sunday. Alright, and AEW Dynamite goes off the air. Alright, let me get my honest opinion what I think about AEW Dynamite. Now, AEW Dynamite was a decent go home show before AEW Revolution, and that's all I have to say. But anyway, if you guys enjoy my AEW Dynamite review or highlights, make sure you guys please watch the video from the beginning all the way to the end before you hit that subscribe button, because I'm on the road to AK in the path to YouTube partner. And follow my social media down below in the description. So if I don't have nothing to do tomorrow, I am gonna post 3 TikTok videos, and that's all I gotta say. And then I might post some, and then I might post 3 YouTube short videos tomorrow of some random topics. So that's all I gotta say. I'm really gonna get back to posting random topics on my YT on my YouTube shorts, and then I'm gonna do the same thing on TikTok. But anyway, this your boy Bigboysnacksjonnytv. Have a great night. Stay safe and always stay positive. Go check out my yesterday's video for my WWE Raw review on highlights and my WWE NXT review on highlights up on the channel. Go show those 2 videos some love. I premiered it last night, and go watch my 2 YouTube short videos that I posted yesterday. So I am gonna make a 3-minute YouTube short video of me showing you guys 1000% foolproof my thumbnail. That 3-minute YouTube short video is coming up next after this video. So I want you guys to have a great night. Stay safe and always stay positive. Kept your crew, kept your kings, kept your club. Too sweet. I'm out of here, gang. Mwah. Bang. Too sweet, gang.